The development the last 2 years was very promising. Last year we had, if you take the three regions, a very good development with more than 3.2% growth, GDP growth. In Central Europe, same about in Southeastern Europe. The only negative example is the CIS due to Russia, the specific situation of Russia and Ukraine, of course. But all in all, I would say Central and Eastern European countries, specifically of the first two regions, are the drivers of the economy in Europe nowadays. I would say the major reason is that they have experienced the leveraging relatively early, so they got a good rating. But the major effect is always the same. The major effect, or the major reason, is convergence. People simply work very hard in order to achieve what the Americans, the Europeans have enjoyed the last 50 years. They want to earn more, therefore they are working double hard. That's, I would say, the major inherent reason, the convergence. Second very important effect is, of course, the EU. EU accession helped a lot. Germany helps a lot. So all these countries that are export-oriented, they benefit a great lot from the German motor, which is GDP-wise relatively slow still, but mighty if you take the total figures. And several other reasons. Very good education, average education in Central and Eastern Europe. Advantageous tax systems. Current account deficits have gone to zero. Very low indebtedness in foreign exchange. There is hardly, except Ukraine and few other countries with high foreign exchange indebtedness. So also that helps, right? If you take countries like the Czech Republic, where foreign indebtedness is 16%, so you can forget it. And many other reasons, but I think that won't take us too long. The number one threat for the European development is nationalism, so that people believe they can do it alone better than together. And as I said, you have similar movements in France, in Brexit, in England, in several countries. Take Spain, but also in Central Eastern European countries. Take the new Polish government, take a persistent nationalistic government in Hungary and in the Czech Republic, for instance. So I think this is the biggest threat, more important than anything else. Thanks to God, if you talk with parliamentarians, EU parliamentarians, they're fully aware of what is going on. Interestingly enough, even if I talk with Germans, they're very critical with Germany, so are the Brits that are working in the parliament in Brussels with regards to their home countries and the development that is happening in their home countries. So the awareness is there, but increasingly you see a split up of the political spectrum. That means you get more and more parties fighting for supremacy and less readiness for coalitions and fighting together for a common goal. As long as we had in Central Europe, and now I'm coming back to Central Europe again, the common goal of political parties that they want to access or join the EU, as long as that was existing, the countries were doing fine, and there was a very clear focus what they wanted to achieve. Now most have achieved it. Others know that the likelihood ever to become a member is very low, and therefore you get these nationalistic, introverted movements all over. Europe is still the most important economic factor worldwide, but the countries alone are nothing. So Europe is only as strong as it can be as long as Europe stays a joint union, a European Union.